All right, today we're doing 5.7, subtracting linear expressions. So this is a lot like yesterday with one little change. So we're just going to jump right in. 6x plus 3 minus 2x plus 2. Okay, so once again, I'm going to write this up and down. 6x plus 3. But before I write the second one, something changes because of this negative. Okay? I don't know if I've told you this before, but the 8th graders should know there's an invisible something sitting behind that negative sign, and that is an invisible 1. So we know with distributive property, if there's a number sitting in front of our parentheses, what do we have to do? We have to distribute that number into the parentheses. So whenever we take negative 1 times 2x, we get a negative 2x. And when we take negative 1 times negative 1 times a positive 2, we get a negative 2. So we have to correct that second half before we do what we did yesterday. Okay, after that, it's the same thing. We just follow our sign. So this tells me to do 3 minus 2, which is a positive 1. This tells me to do 6 minus 2, which is 4x. And that's my answer. Okay, I want you guys to see that there is a trick to this. You don't actually have to really think about what is negative 1 times this. It's always going to be a 1, so the value is not going to change. See how my 2 is still a 2, 2 is still a 2? The only thing that changes is my signs. So this was a positive, now it's a negative. This is a positive, now it's a negative. My signs go opposite what they originally were. That's what happens every time you multiply by negative 1. So let's do another one. 5x minus 9 minus 2x minus 7. So I'm going to rewrite 5x minus 9 up top, negative 1, I'm bringing that in. So that changes, this is a positive 2x, now it's going to be a negative 2x. This is a negative 7, we know a negative times a negative makes a positive 7. So see how my signs just changed? Went from positive to negative, negative to positive. So then negative 9 plus 7, if I just type that in my calculator, negative 9, wish you could see my calculator, there we go, plus 7, I get a negative 2. And then this one's just 5 minus 2, which we know is 3x. Right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure your signs are always opposite. Whenever I'm subtracting, I always write the first one down, then I write the second one down, and I think opposite, check, opposite, yep, opposite, positive, negative, opposite, negative, positive, because that's where you're going to mess up. Okay, doing these in your head is not helpful because you have to be able to write down the new signs with that second one. Okay, I'm going to do a word problem that's on your, or similar to the one on your homework, and then I have to make sure it's similar, not the same exact thing, and then I'll let you loose for your homework since today's pretty close to what we did yesterday. Okay, let me shorten this up. The home team scored x plus 7 runs. The visiting team scored 3x minus 7 runs. How many more runs did the home team score? So we know the home team won, so that means their number is going to be bigger. So we're going to put x plus 7 first. And since how many more, we want to subtract to figure out how much they won by. All right, so I'm going to write that one over here. I'm going to distribute that negative 1 in. So 3x now becomes a negative 3x. Negative 7 now becomes a positive 7. So that's just 7 plus 7, which would be a positive 14. And then, remember, that's a 1. So 1 minus 3. So if I take 1 minus 3, I get a negative 2. So that'd be negative 2x. And that's your answer. They won by that many runs, whatever the heck that means. All right, so go ahead and start on your homework.